How's it going, guys? Mr. Fierce here, or Angelo. As you can see, I'm on the process of changing my plastic mainspring housing on my Kimber Custom 2. I still have the original plastic mainspring housing on this, and I'm going to be changing it to an Ed Brown maxwell. It's actually it's still mainspring housing, and with a steel magwell on it. As you can see, I already disassembled the grip panels, already taken out the grip panels, and I actually drove the pins out a little bit so that this video would be faster and much more organized. Things that you're going to need when you're changing a mainspring housing. It's going to be that's a 5/16 brass pin set and a 964 brass punch or pin set. You're gonna need a rubber band or your wife's hair what do you call this, hair rubber thingy. I don't know what you call this, kind of gay. Okay, we're gonna start by driving out we're actually gonna start by putting the rubber band. Start safety check. Make sure there's nothing in the chamber. As you can see, already safety checked this. There was nothing in the chamber. There's no round in it. Okay. Chamber's empty. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the rubber band on your grip safety. Hold that thing tight. Make sure it's nice and tight. Okay. You see it's already pushing, and what's gonna do is that's actually gonna hold your sear spring in place when you take out the mainspring housing. And the next step would be driving out this pin. So you could either use your punch set, or sometimes it's easy, or you could just push that thing in, and it should actually come out. Okay. You see, sometimes you'll see it stuck like that a little bit halfway. So what you'll do is you'll get your 964 steel punch or brass punch. You'll just do that, and the butt of your screwdriver, just tap that thing out, and it should come out in a few taps. Okay. There you go. It's already out. Okay. Push that mainspring housing a little bit down. Then drive your punch out, and that mainspring housing should be a little bit loose. The next step you should do is drop the hammer, and that should push the mainspring housing out, and that should release the tension. Okay. As you can see, there's still the spring on it. You're gonna need that plunger and the spring inside for the assembly of the spring and the mainspring housing for the Ed Brown product. Okay. Next step's gonna be make sure you don't lose your pins. Okay. Sorry about the camera. It's kind of retarded right now. So the next step would be taking out that spring right there, and taking out the plunger. This one, sometimes you need some help on this, but sometimes you can do it by yourself. All you gotta do is push that thing up. Make sure you put some tension on that mainspring. Push it out. This is gonna be the hardest part of the process. So, and push that pin out, and that should release the mainspring. Take that out. Take that out. You could save this or throw it away. It's plastic. It's crap, you know. Then we're gonna have to reinstall it the way we found it. You could actually put some grease on this, but right now it's kind of well greased, so I'm just gonna leave it like that. Put all those things together. Put some tension on that mainspring. Make sure you still have your pin. push it in, and the pin actually goes one way from inside out, and that should hold the tension in. You see that? That's pretty easy. If you're not comfortable doing this, I don't suggest you guys do it. Now we have to fit the mainspring housing. All these things should be just dropped in. Shouldn't be that hard. Make sure that bow, the trigger bow, is right in there. Oh, that's not a trigger bow, whatever you call it. That's the plunger. Okay. Drop the hammer. Okay. Push that in. Push the thing in. And sometimes you'll have that gap right there. What you could do is you could actually push that, push your gun. Or sometimes what I do is I actually get a steel punch, kind of hold the thing in while I'm doing the steel punch, and kind of wiggle the thing out. And it should be nice and should be inside already. Then we're gonna have to drive the pin back in. It's this under tension, so it's gonna be a little bit harder. Okay. Now that should hold the mainspring housing and the magwell temporarily while you're driving your pin. So I'll just insert that pin inside, kind of wiggle the thing around. It has tension on it, so it's a little bit harder. Okay, hammer it in a little bit. Then that should actually just drive it a little bit, you know, halfway in that hole. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this off camera really quick. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I just lost the camera. Bear with me, okay? It's kind of hard doing this thing on camera. Now it's a quarter way in. This pin is being held by your mainspring plunger and the tension on the spring. So just drive the thing in. What I'll do is I'll use my 5/16 drive or punch set and kind of hammer that thing in. Okay, it's halfway. It's nice and decent. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this off camera again. Hold on. Okay, that pin is all the way already inside. It's nice and flush. Okay. What I'll do next is release the tension on the spring on a grip safety. Take out the rubber. Make sure it functions perfectly. Doesn't drop quarter way. Trigger functions perfectly. You have enough tension on that mainspring, and it doesn't come out. Okay. Now the next step would be putting in your grips. So first, you know, just clean the thing up a little bit because you have some oil on it. Put your grip. Put your screws. Okay, this is Klein 10-in-1. This is actually my work tool, but it's perfect for doing a little bit of gunsmithing. Okay, tighten that screw in. Those screws are actually the stock screws on those. I just polish it and make it look like make it look a little bit new. Oh, when you're putting your screws in, be careful you don't strip the thing again like that. There's a little bit of tightness on it. Okay, let me try another screw. See that? Make sure that thing is nice and even. You don't want to strip that bushing inside. Okay. Okay, now all the grip screws and the the grips is actually installed and the mainspring housing is installed, the next step to do is do a safety check. Make sure that all your safeties, your grip safety, your thumb safety are working properly. Okay, safety that. Okay, hammer's not dropping. Don't do that. Don't grip the grip safety. The hammer's not dropping. Then drop it. Okay. Now you have an Ed Brown mainspring housing on that one, and what it does, it will help you on doing your reloads faster, and it actually enhances the grip of the gun itself, and you don't have the cheap plastic mainspring housing anymore. And that should be it. Thank you for watching, and that's how you replace your mainspring housing. Thank you. Bye bye.